Hey everyone, welcome back to the Dragon's Corner. Today, in my last newbie guide, we covered flight basics. You know, how to go forward, how to go back, up, down. You know how to start, how to stop, how to call pad.
ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
We're going to use the C8R for this because it's a nice, simple, light ship. Okay, so much like anything else, we're just going to get in our ship. And if you watched the previous video, I was using the 315 where we got to go in the side. Well, this time here, in the back. So just generally press an access ramp button or whatever. It opens it up, and we'll close it. And then we'll head right straight to the pilot seat. So now's as good a time as any to get started with this. So first of all, like the flight basics, we'll press U to power our ship on. Press I to fire up the thrusters. Left Alt and H to set my decoy count because you never know. And you can see our ship's recharging its shields. And we got all of these different MFDs in this ship here that you could change, that you could put them into whatever setup you wanted. But we're here about quantuming and the map navigation, right? So first of all, we'll do this while we're in here because a bit of a pro tip, if you're trying to leave a space station, set your route first before you go. So how do we set our route? Fair question. So we're going to hit F2 first, and that brings up our map. And here's our map. You have all the different planets here. You have our jump points. Right now we only have one system at date of recording, which is Stanton. And then, so what we do to zoom in and out, we mouse wheel up or down to zoom in and out. You want to twist it, we can twist it. So you can change the angle, you can change how it all interacts. If you want to move it left, right, up or down, you right click and that allows you to move it. So this is particularly handy when you're trying to find a spot on a planet, if that's what is indeed what you're looking for. But for now, what we want to do is we just want to head down here to ArcCorp. So we're just going to come over here. You'll see the line. So we hit ArcCorp, hit set route. There, now we got how much quantum fuel we have that we're going to need. We have our current fuel, so that's the total capacity of your ship, how much it's going to need to make that jump. So then how about with this? Just hit clear route. We'll zip right out. And then we'll say we're going to go to Crusader instead. So remember I was 21, we hit set route. We now 299 quantum fuel, 299 units of quantum fuel. And this obviously is dependent on what drive you have in your ship, your fuel capacity, all that other stuff, your total range. That'll be a video for later, but for now, we're just interested in ArcCorp. So what we're going to do is come back down here. We're going to click to ArcCorp. Actually, we're going to go to Walla. So even if you're out of system, you hit set route, it's going to send you to the main planet first and then back down to the system. The reasons being for that, as far as I could tell, until you're in the system, it doesn't actually load the system up. So once you're past the barrier, whatever it is, whether it's a Crusader, Microtech, Hurston, wherever, once you're past that barrier, you could jump out and then you could, cut it and go from there. Very good if you're running illegal stuff. And if you're ever having any trouble not setting your route, there's three things you should really check. A couple of things, actually, not three. One, you're going to want to clear the route because it might still be locked onto another route even though it's not showing up here. Secondly, you want to make sure that you are up out of atmosphere and you're at an OM marker. And we'll get to one of those in a minute. I'll show you. And thirdly, you want to make sure you have an unobstructed line of sight of your target. When you're going on planets, different story. The ship will slingshot around, but we're not worried about that at this point. But let's just get down to ArcCorp, and I'll show you what it looks like to actually fire it all up. So now we're going to hit F2 to close it. Then, of course, we're going to open up the hangar bay, track our landing gear. So then now, you see over here, that's our marker where we're going to align to. So what we're going to do once this opens, we're going to get out of the hangar. And you see how we have that clear marker there. And if we go like that, you see you have that angle, that arrow right here. Kind of moves with the
Thank
view.
you. And please visit again.
But that will give you the direction that your marker is. So now we got this set. Let's give us a little bit of space from the station so nobody gets any ideas. So you got that set. Now what do we do? Well, we just press B. And then now what we want is when we want this to calibrate or to spool up first and then calibrate. So what you basically want to do is you want to make sure your cursor is on that target, and then when it says spooling complete and calibration complete, then we'll just long hold B again. Now we're on our way. And this is what being in quantum kind of looks like. It varies from ship to ship. Alien ships, it's slightly different as well. However, with this small little shuttle, this is what it looks like. When we're doing this, so you see it says 1 of 2, so we got 2 stops on this jump. This is the amount of quantum fuel it's going to take, and if it's red, it'll tell you, when it's red, it means that you can't make that jump. You don't have enough fuel. But that's okay. You could always at that point just choose a location closer, and then that will then you can refuel and then kind of go from there. So as you can see, we're counting down our kilometers and our distance till we get to our target. And you can also hit F2 and you can see where you are with your jump too. That'll be updated in real time. So now if we were to stop right now, we'd be able to just jump right straight to Walla. I want to show you a few things first. Alright, so now we've arrived at Walla. And so now naturally when you arrive at the thing, your jump drive will automatically, your quantum drive will start spooling again. That's okay. So now, you notice here, even though we're in our quantum drive, quantum state, how it's not showing any markers. Well, it's because we have our route set for Walla. So now it's telling us Walla's there. We'd be calibrating that. Once it's calibrated, we're good to go. But what if we hit clear route? Now what happens? Look, all these different markers. We have all these different planets and space stations. Your triangles are space stations or Lagrange point stations. Your circles are planetary systems or planets. The circles with, let's see if I can find the area. I think I can find the area from this spot. No, it's on the other side. But you'll see just circles like that there. Turns into a diamond when you hit it, but see how it's just a circle right here? That's another planet. If you can see there, that circle with another little circle there, that's a moon. So if we want to do that, instead of setting a route, we could just literally calibrate to that. And then you see how we have the distance that it's going to take. And once we calibrate it, we could just long hold B again, and there we go. However, what's always wise is after you make a jump, you press B to shut your system down and reset it, because for whatever reason, it doesn't like that. Next thing important to note is that anything that's red, it means it's obstructed. You do not have a line of sight to it. In order to jump, you have to have a line of sight. So remember how I said you should be at an OM marker if you want to do like a jump around a planet? Well, let's do that. So we're spooled up and calibrated, long hold B. Now we're at an OM point. So then now we reset it. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it'll allow you to jump from one to the other without issue. But now here you see that square, which is Bajini Point, which is a geosynchronous space station right above area 18. Now that's clear. We can jump to it if that's what we want it to do. All right, so now let's go back to, actually let's set our route to Lyria. Set our route. Okay, perfect. So now we have multiple jumps here because we have to work our way around the planet in order to get a straight line of sight on Lyria. So it's getting us to OM3 first and then Lyria. So let's do that. Hit F2 to drop that. So now you see how, remember how we had all those markings before? Well, because we set route, we don't have to worry about it right now. If that's all gone, then that's to declutter it all. Might be bugs where even if you set a route, that all stays. But the fix for that is just clear your route. Whenever anything like that happens, hit clear route and then try resetting your route and then it should fix it. When in doubt, clear route. If you're not sure if the reasons why it's not working, clear route and try resetting it. Second to that, if you're in planet or in a planetary orbit or within an orbit atmosphere, it won't allow you to set a route or jump because you're in atmosphere. But find an OM point and then you'll be good to go from there. So now we're going to long hold B again. And there we go. Okay, so we've reached our location, and then now you see you have all of these markers. So you see here how that's red, but it's not obstructed. It just says it's too close. If you're too close to a target, or like OM3 there, see how I was talking about obstructed? If you're too close to a target, if you're within about 20 to 30 kilometers, you won't be able to jump to it. You got to fly there, which makes sense. But if it's obstructed, again, you'll have to jump to another OM point, and then those reds will then become available. Another key point is OM1 is always the north pole of the planet, and OM2, or orbital marker 2, is always the south pole. So if you're trying to work around a planet, OM1 and OM2 are your best ways if you can get to them. If not, find another one of the OM markers up to 6, and then find your way to OM1. So let me just show you real quick what happens when you try and fire up your quantum drive when you're in atmosphere. So we're setting target for just any random point on Lyria. We're going to long hold B again. It's also good to know that your quantum field is down here. Will drop and everything. You'll get warnings much like your hydrogen field as you fly and use it.
Quantum drive is now
So even though we're in planet atmosphere, you can still do this and it'll still lob you around. You'll end up doing a whole circle and take around the planet, but we're not going to be too worried about that. But you see now we're within 30 kilometers. 13 kilometers. Coming a little too hot. 8. So now it's obstructed. So now we can't get in there. Ooh, we won't be able to do that. So what we need to do, we need to get down low. There. So now we're essentially in atmosphere. Flying, and oh, it's time to get going. Well, I try and go anywhere, now everything's red. It's because we're in atmosphere. So what we need to do is we need to get out of atmosphere. And you can still set a route. See how it says there, as an exit atmosphere. So in order to actually jump, you have to exit atmosphere. So that'll range anywhere from like 2 to 3 kilometers if you're on a moon to 10 to 15 if you're on a heavy atmosphere planet. So you see Lyria, it's about 4K. We hit it. Now we can jump to our corp. That's what we want. Okay, so I'm going to show you one more thing. So the solid diamond, I'm giving you tips here. Solid octagons. Those are hexagons, aren't they? 6? Yeah. The solid hexagons, that means they're on this side of the planet. You're not going to have to slingshot. But with any luck, let's see if one of my mining stations is on the dark side. Hit cell phone. Okay. Are you? Yes. Okay, so the dotted line means it's on the other side of the planet. So what's going to happen when you do this is, again, we long hold B. And when it does go, there we go. It'll slingshot us around the planet. Now, if we want to try and stop because we're trying to get a little closer to that non-Lagrange point thing, we could just shut the power off to our ship, turn it back on. There, now we've effectively stopped our thing mid-jump, so that way there, if we were trying to get to a location that didn't have a Lagrange point marker or a quantum beacon, we can do that. But now I need to find it again. And if you ever need to shut down your quantum drive mid-jump, just long hold B again. That'll do the exact same thing as shutting down your power, but it'll just shut down the quantum drive for just that jump tires. And mind you, this might change in future patches, which I will do an updated video. All right, so there you have it. The absolute basics of how to quantum jump and a few little tips and tricks. Honestly, learning the map is the biggest pain in the butt that I have ever experienced with this game. Once you learn the map, everything else is easy. So don't be discouraged if it doesn't work the first time for you. It will happen and it will work well for you. So please, if you like this, feel free to give a like and subscribe, and even comment if you have any questions. If there's a specific topic you'd like me to cover, because I like doing these guys, and I like giving information to you guys because I have a lot of experience in this game and I want to share that. So anyways, everybody, thank you very much for watching, and have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.